What's going on, guys and gals? My name's Sean, and if you landed here, you're watching Scar My Guitar. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you back. Now, here we are again. Finna check out another Amazon guitar. This one was a mere $99 with a little amplifier and some other stuff. When Cathy told me she wanted to buy this guitar, and I looked at it on Amazon, that same old question came up in my head that came up in the last video. Can a knockoff guitar be better than the guitar that it's trying to knock off? Yeah, I gotta ask that question again, because after changing only the pickups in this guitar and setting it up right, it plays as good as any Fender I've had in my hands. Yeah, it's got killer action. Cathy's pickups got that thing smacking. But there's no denying that's a straight knockoff of a Fender. Yeah, you ain't gotta like it, but that's Leo Fender's design. And that means anything shaped like that or looks like that guitar that didn't originate from the Fender factory or the company Fender, it's a knockoff. So that brings us here today to another knockoff of a Fender. But can this guitar compete with any of Fender's other guitars at $99? And what I'm talking about is this. And what this is a Stratocaster style guitar. And I don't know if this is the company that made this one or not. I don't know if that's going to be on the headstock in the box. But the box looks really good. Yeah, this one's not too worse for wear. There you go. Yeah, that old made in China thing. I wish we could make guitars like this here for $99. Yep, you ain't getting no guitar made in the USA for $99, like what's going to be in that box right there. Actually, I think it's safe to say you can't make anything close to what's in that box for $99 here. See, I love my country just like the next guy, but I'm being realistic here. Some guys can't afford those high-end guitars. If you can, good for you. But some guys just can't, and this is their only option. It just tickles me to see the guys with their noses up in the airs. To my, Fender, you better buy American. Half the parts on there is made somewhere else. They're making their comments from a Chinese-made phone. Well, listen, guy, I'm talking to you, that guy. If you can do it, let's see you produce a guitar here in the USA for 99 bucks. If you can do that, hey, man, you have beat the system. But you ain't. Nope, you ain't doing that. And I'm sorry, guys, it's just those brand whores in the comments really get on my nerves. Yeah, it's pretty sad I gotta...
Would you shut up already and let's open the stupid box?
Now I know what you're thinking. Sean's about to get cracked. Not happening. Let's open that box. See what's in this guy. Wow, they didn't waste any money on packaging for 99 bucks, that's for sure. Check out the little amp. Look, it's got a little strap. You can hang it on your neck or something like Flavor Flav. Look, man, we're lucky this made it. Wow, that's crazy. Yep, that's not good. That's just not even on there. But what do you expect, right? We'll see if it works, though. Yeah, we've been over this garbage before. Yep. Everybody's got their own little booklet now that goes with their guitar. No padding at all in the box. Let's see what's in here. Been padding in here at least. A little something. Headstock first. Sayha. Let's check him out. Black Strat. Now this is just a carrying bag. It's almost non-existent. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You know, I'm a sucker for a Strat. It's my favorite guitar, really. It's got some Chinese guy's fingerprints on it. Every company seems like is using this weird guitar fretboard wood, if that's even wood. She got that banana nose headstock. $99, the whole package. It's definitely a maple neck. I wonder what the body's made of. Now that thing ain't looking too bad to me. Looks like any other black Stratocaster style guitar we've seen lately. At least it's got a humbucker in the bridge. But I can already tell it needs a shim. The strings are way high off the fretboard. And the saddles are already pretty low. Yeah, that's the perfect combination for a little shim action. But hey, I've shimmed Fenders before. Now really what I'm anxious to see is if that fretboard turns my fingers black when I play it. So let's get it off that table, play it unplugged a little bit. Now I tried to tune the Sayha up. Look, if we're talking about a guitar that you got sent straight to you, you wanted to pull it out and immediately start playing it, this ain't the guy. That's nice and loud, but it's bad. The strings are so high, it's horrible to play. It's got that sticky fretboard. Nice and loud and resonant. But it's also got a super fat neck. Look at it. This neck feels like a 59 Gibson or something. I ain't kidding you. Wonder if we can make this thing right. Now look, just from me picking it up and playing it just now unplugged, this thing is total trash. It's going to require a lot of work to make this thing play right. I'm also going to tell you this now. If you can't do what I'm about to do, steer clear of this brand. But I'm down to see if we can make this thing play for sure. And it ain't going to do it itself. So that's going to be enough lip flapping. Let's make it happen. We always start taking the strings off. I never make you guys watch this. All right, let's start with the back plate. What you got under here? Big trim, little trim, no trim? Little trim. And totally jacked screws. Lots of debris. Look at all that. Wow. Nice little pile of sawdust there, huh? Yeah, let's go on and pop this neck off. I bet my life there's a giant hole here, under here. Giant hole, just like I said. Cheap guitar always has that for some reason. I don't know why it's so big on these really cheap ones. Somebody in the comments asked me why I'm always pointing this out. I don't know why. It's just weird for it to be there for me. Yeah, the neck's super loose on this thing too. Huh. Wow, look at all that stuff sticking up off the... You see it? Yeah, we can flatten this out real quick. You guys have seen me do this a bunch, but it's always just best to have good flat contact if you can. It's a metal file. I'm not going to do nothing but take off the shavings there. This has to be the worst neck pocket route I've ever seen. I don't know if you can see all this stuff that's in here. I mean, literally, it's like, I don't know, they put something back in here, maybe some Bondo or something. And then this is just super unlevel. It's causing a giant dip down here. It's definitely going to need a shim. But when I pulled the neck out, look at all the crap it put on the guitar. All that sawdust came out of the neck pocket. Now remember, I told you this neck's really fat. You can see that it hasn't been but just barely skimmed on both sides. They probably ran this through a 7/8 router bit. But we'll fix that. Alright, cue the music.
Baby, light a candle, open up the window, and pull down the covers to our bed. Yeah, that's what I said, yeah. No need for reservations for the love we'll be making in this night that lies ahead. Loving with the rain falling down, there ain't nobody else around. Baby, it's okay to make your sounds. Loving with the rain falling down. melody of the raindrops dancing on the rooftops, keeping perfect time with our hearts. We're as close as we can get. Girl, this makes perfect sense. Lying here in your arms, loving with the rain falling down. There ain't nobody else around. Baby, it's okay to make your sounds. Loving with the rain, loving with the rain falling down, loving with the rain, yeah, falling down, oh yeah, falling down.
So now that I shaped the back of the neck good, what we're going to do now is, because these tuners feel a little sticky, they just don't feel really great. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put a tiny bit of this 3-in-1 oil down in there. Just going to let it go right on the shaft of the tuner. It'll leak right down there into the hole. Giggity. Yep, it'll just drip right down there into the tuner like it needs to go. Smooth this around a little bit. Get it moving around those gears. Oh yeah. I smoothed it right out. Look at that. As long as these things aren't loose, and the gears are made correctly, if they're stiff like that, you can add that little bit of oil, it helps. Just tighten these guys back up. Now I'm going to give these guys a little tight in here. Yep, they feel much better. I'm just going to put a little tongue oil on it. Just want to match what's already there. Not trying to get crazy with it. Just want to make it look like the rest of it. Yep, no need to do the whole thing. This will work just fine. You know we got to see what's under here. Strip screw. Normal suspects. Nothing fancy. But this is a mahogany body, I think. Crazy. I'm pretty sure it is. Oakum. Or some wood related to mahogany, for sure. Yep, my guitar. I don't put that stupid piece of plastic back on there. Pretty, huh? See how straight the neck is. Touch it on both ends. It's got some air in here. Flatten it out. When there's a hole in the middle on these Chinese guitars, you pull it towards you. There we go. Nice and flat. Now the strings are going to pull a little bit of a bow back into it, so we want it flat to start with. Alright, the awful rocker. Oh wow. Can you hear that, guys? All the way across it. Bunch of air under that one. It's not touching in the middle. Now there's a bunch of guys in the comments that always say when you got something like this, just smack it with a hammer and it should fix it. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, I'm not seeing that working. Here, let me do it some more. Yep, let's do it some more. Nope, so that don't work, does it? I haven't really found that to work very well. We just tried it and I showed you it doesn't. The reason for that, I'm going to tell you why, is because when the fret's put in there, it usually goes as far as it can go in there, unless somebody's doing it lazily. But I just want to level this one fret. I ain't trying to get too crazy with it. There we go. That's much better. The edges are a little sharp. I'll get them cleaned up. Man, I love that metal polish. For old cheapy thing, it works super good. Yeah, I have no idea what kind of fretboard wood this is. I'm almost certain it's not wood. Doesn't feel like any kind of wood, and it's not absorbing anything I put on it. But if you were some outdoors guy, that might be a good thing. Alright, I got the Sayha all set up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't have much hope for this guitar when we first pulled it out of the box. This thing had a super fat neck. Just wasn't playing very good. Let's try it unplugged now. Now this might not be a real wood fretboard, but the frets are kind of big. I got them polished good. So it is kind of slinky. Let's turn it up. Bridge pickup. Yeah, I like it. Let's try the fourth position. Or bridge and middle. Let's try the middle. That sounds pretty good. Let's try the second position, which is middle pickup and neck pickup. It just sounds like a cheap guitar, but they are usable sounds. It doesn't sound bad. Let's try the neck. Alright. I don't know about that one, guys. But here's a fun fact for you. Even though that's all screwed up like that, you're still not making that for 99 bucks here in the USA. You might make that yourself, but then you gotta ship it to somebody. I mean, come on, man, it's just not realistic. Yeah, let me say it again. Go on and steer clear of this one, unless you just want to have something to tinker around on. But I gotta tell you, man, me and Cathy really appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until I do see you again, don't you touch my Scar guitar. Oh yeah, I just want to say something real quick. You guys in the comments crying about the guitars ain't up there on Amazon 3 days after I post the video. Hey man, I don't know what to tell you. You gotta come to the video and be the fast guy. You ever seen that guy that waves that money in front of that girl and he goes, oh, you gotta be a little faster than that? You gotta be a little faster than that.